All right, guys, so welcome to the next part. In this part, I'll talk about command line arguments. Means when I run the script of Node, I should be able to configure my command just like the node space script.js index.js. I want to pass some kind of arguments, right? Let's write I have created a script and I want my script to receive some kind of parameters or an argument, and based upon that argument it should be able to proceed further and perform whatever I have written in my JS file, right? So I've already created this new folder, and in the terminal I'm already inside that new folder. So now let's first go ahead and create a new file inside it, and I'm going to create the file index.js just to give you guys a hint, and it's a request actually that don't just watch the video, install the node and try to run these codes yourself, play it with yourself with the different kinds of logics, different kinds of parameters. You can use it. In this way you will be able to learn Node better. This is just a start, and you will be able to learn the advanced features in the upcoming videos. So let's say in the index.js file, let me first create a variable, let a, and there is a built-in keyword process which I want to log. So let's try to log the process, what's inside it. So I'm going to write node index.js. So here you can see that it is giving us a lot of built-in variables. You can see argv, it is giving us 0. This is the arguments argv, and it is giving us the path of node as well as the path of the current file, right? So now let's change it to process.argv. Actually, this is the main property that we need. So it is an array, the path of node in my system and path of this particular file, right? So this is a very important keyword. It gives us, if we deploy our node application to any server, it will give us all the environment variables that is provided in local system or any other hosted server that we'll be using for this node application, right? So in order to access different kinds of variables just like an array, it's just a simple thing. If you want to access the second value only, we can utilize it with the second param. I know that you already know the basics of programming. It's just to explain you guys, right? So now let's move further and try to add some kind of parameters to this process.args, right? So let's add this array and append the values of this array. Now if I try to add some kind of param in my terminal, let's say I write node space index.js, and after that I'll enter a space again and I will write value 1 and hit enter, and let me print a directly first. Now you can see that it is giving me the value 1 on the second index, and from the terminal I can receive the values like this in the terminal, and then I can utilize that particular variable. It's just like the param from the URL on the website, or the query params, search params from the website that we fetch from the URL and perform it while for calling an API or anything that is a requirement. Okay, and let's modify the command line a bit more. So I want to add another param equals to a value. Okay, and if I hit enter, now you can see that I can pass anything to it. It is now value 1, and I can add it to the param value to it, and using an array I can fetch anything from it, like it's the 4th index and param equals to value, and here I can utilize this param value from like this. We can modify it in any way we want, right? So this is how we can pass the parameters from this. And next I'm going to talk about a very important third-party package called Yargs. And if I go to the browser and if I search Yargs, go to the npm.js, and you can see that how many downloads it has per week. these are millions of downloads per week. So this shows that how important this package is. And Yargs help us build interactive command line tools by passing arguments and generating the elegant user interface. It gives us a lot of configuration options. So let me give you a brief introduction of it, and let's run the code of it using this. So by using this Yargs package, I will explain you another thing in Node, which is called the NPM, which is the Node Package Manager. And using Node Package Manager, you can install any built-in or the third-party packages of the Node. And Express is also the framework of Node, and we can also install Express package in our Node application using Node Package Manager. This is another topic that I'll be covering in this video for learning Yargs package. So in the terminal, I will first initialize my Node project so that I can install third-party packages using npm. First of all, let me check if npm is installed in my system. So yes, it is installed. When I installed Node, npm was automatically installed. Okay, now I will write npm init and hit enter, and it is asking me to name the package or the name the script or even the project name that we want to add. For now, I'll just leave it as it is. Version 1, leave it as it is. I don't want to add description. Entry point is obviously we have the index.js file. This should be the entry point. If I hit enter, test command, git repository, we don't have all these things. I'll hit enter, enter, enter. Now you can see that it has created this package.json file and with all these props that I have set in the terminal, right? So all these props and now this is the script object, and in this script object we can actually add the different commands inside it, and rather than directly running this file, we can update this script objects and the values inside it to actually run our script with different customized parameters. Rather than we again and again add the params inside it, we can add a shorthand inside this script folder, which we'll be doing shortly. Okay, but before that, since we'll need to use Yargs package, let's install the Yargs. And in the terminal, I will use npm install and the Yargs, and this is how I can install the Yargs package in my this project. So it's going to download from the internet Yargs package, and it's going to add the dependency object. So dependency object is going to contains all the packages, all the internal as well as the external third-party packages, and add the reference and the version of this package, right? And there might be a lot of other third-party packages which are used to make this package Yargs, which are already installed in node_modules folder. So all these other packages, all these other folders are used to create this Yargs package. Okay, this is the reason the node_modules folder contains all other folders as well along with this Yargs folder. Okay, so all these folders are itself a node module. Okay, whether it's the built-in node package or the third-party package. So these are the automatically created files, package lock.json and node modules folder. You don't need to touch it. You should never touch it. Okay, so we will be using this script package in this package.json file, and dependency object will automatically be updated when we remove any package or we delete any package. Okay, just explaining these things, assuming that you are not already familiar with Node Package Manager. That's why I'm explaining all these things. Okay, and now let's come back to the index.js file. Since we have installed Yargs, now we can require this package. Okay, we have required it because it was not already available in our node because it's a third-party package. And now I can write the const Yargs require Yargs, and this is how I can require the Yarg just like I did it with the fs package. Now I can configure it yargs.command, and I can name this command. Let's name this command like a greet, and then I can add another show in help. It can be, I can actually pass this to it like greet a user and then it is giving us a builder. That's a function. Okay, so I can give it a Yargs and then the arrow function. I am assuming that you already familiar with some JavaScript before, so that's why you should be able to understand the arrow function, what it's doing. And then I can set the Yargs option. Right, and now I can pass it an alias, which is n. N is the name of this command, the option, which is the shorthand of it. Okay, I'm assuming that it should be optional whether we want to use it or not. So then I'm going to add a description, enter your name. Okay, and the type of that argument would be the string, and then the demand options should be true. Okay, and at the end I'm going to call that help.argv, which is the syntax that you need to remember. This is not a tutorial on a complete Args package, otherwise it's going to take an hours long tutorial. It's just to give you an idea that this package exists and you can use it for building your command line applications and modify those. Okay, now let me comment the below lines. Okay, let's run this file just to see if there is no error inside it. So node, yeah, there is no error, it's successfully running. If there were error, it should have thrown an error. Okay, now let's pass some kind of arguments from the terminal, but before that let me get the Yargs arguments. So I'm going to fetch it like the const argv and then the yargs.argv, and now I'm going to log the argv from it. Okay, and from the terminal I'm going to utilize this configuration of the Yargs. So inside the terminal I'm going to pass node space index.js, and after that I need to name the command first, that this is the argument that I need to use. So I'm going to name it greet, and after that I need to give it a command which I need to use. Okay, greet is the name of command and then the option name. I can also use the n rather than the name, which is the shorthand. If the option name is too lengthy, I can use this shorthand name. So let's remove name and just use n, and then I'm going to give it a value Umer. Right guys, so now you can see that it has given us an object with the command, with this n and with the value, and then the name, and then the file name. It is giving us some configurations with this whole object, with some information of the file as well, that we can use to actually fetch the values of it. Right, so now in this, let's say that I want to fetch the argv dot, and the underscore is the built-in key name that is giving us an array. So greet is the name of command. So let's check if the name of command is greet or not first. So if it is greet, then I can log out hello, and argv.name. argv.name is this name, so I'm checking if the command is greet. So the benefit of using Yargs is that we can add as much commands as we want. So if we need to run another greet2 command, then this will not work, that greet2 command will work. So we can customize it and we can make a proper structure and create dozens of commands for configuring our command line arguments. Okay, so let's see if it prints. Now you can see that it has printed hello Umer for the command, which is the greet. And if you want to learn more about Yargs, you can check out its docs. It is a very big doc. So I have given you an option that you can use this command. It's better to use it in order to configure and create some kind of application. So just to explain you the one real life application that I have used this Yargs, that I have created an automation script for a website. Its purpose was to go to that website, fill out the form, sign into that website, and get the scrap the data of products from that page. But there were some filters that my client wanted to add from the command line arguments. Uh, and that filter was being passed to the URL of the website, and whenever it was successfully logging in, and based upon that filter, it was loading the different products, and that products were then being scrapped from the website. So it was all handling through the command line arguments, and in that project I used Yargs, sorry, right? So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we are going to talk about some complex topic, which is also a JavaScript topic, and we are going to convert the callbacks into promises, and we're going to learn more about promises. And also we will be converting promises again into async await, which is a kind of advanced concept, but I hope that you are going to enjoy that topic. So let's wait for next video. Thank you so much for watching.